see, where were we before it got cut off? I was talking about just having the anxiety attacks after. Sorry for the shaky camera. I'm scratching my arm that's holding the phone. Anyway, I was talking about the anxiety attacks that I had right after the surgery, which were very extreme because my heart rate went up and everything. My oxygen levels were crazy because I was hyperventilating. Just a really embarrassing moment. But I did get through that. As far as my pain levels, I will say that I was in pain, but I was just so emotionally, I was just drained or zapped or something. So I feel like I was more sensitive to the pain because I was already just emotional. I was an emotional wreck. The medication that they had me on in the hospital, what did they give me? I can't remember what I got intravenously. Everyone talks about the little pain clicker thing. I never get that. Why do I never? I have never been given that in any surgery, after any surgery I've ever had. I'm always like waiting on somebody to bring me something to put in the IV. How come I don't get the clicker? I want the clicker. But I think it was Demerol or something like that. I was on in the IV. And then before leaving there, I transitioned. I think the next day after they took the catheter out, I transitioned to Percocet. Let's back up. I ended up needing 2 pints of blood. I think one during surgery, or 2 bags of blood. I don't know how much is in there. Don't get me wrong, I'm not in the medical profession. But I ended up getting one during surgery, and I remember waking up in recovery, and one was draining into me at the time. I felt a little weird about that, but they did tell me beforehand that I was going to need blood because my blood levels were down at like 8.9, 9.2. I think the highest I would ever get was 9 something because I bled so much, which is the reason why I had to have the surgery. So I had 2 pints of blood. I told you about the anxiety attacks. Let's see what else. Pain levels. I think my pain intolerance was increased because of my emotional instability. But when I told them I was in pain, they took care of it. I didn't have to beg or scream or cry or any of that for drugs like some people unfortunately have had to go through. So what was weird, after I got the catheter out the next day and started walking around, my feet hurt. And I told them that my feet hurt. My feet hurt to the point where my feet were hurting more than my incisions were hurting. I had a laparoscopic surgery. So I have 3 holes. They went up high. For one of them, it's like right under my left breast. The other one is down further on my tummy on the left side. And then a third one. My daughter's playing with a whoopee cushion. Joy, go in your room. That's not funny. The third hole was on my right hand side. But I had just felt a lot of, I was very tender, and I felt like I had been